Hello, spellers. Welcome to our spelling lesson for today, March 8th, 2021. It is today lesson number 78, our 78th spelling lesson in distance learning. All right, our first word today is the word perhaps. Perhaps you are joining me in writing this word in cursive. I sure hope so. Perhaps. Perhaps you should press pause for a moment and analyze the word perhaps. All right, let's check that analysis. Are you ready? How many syllables in perhaps? Correct, 2. Our first syllable is p. Did you remember to underline the of her? Perhaps you should do it now if you forgot. Then our second syllable is haps. Perhaps. Perhaps we're now finished with that word. We are. Perhaps. Our next word, M. So make sure you get 3 camel humps on that M. Imprison. Imprison. Not in. Imprison. When studying the rights of Englishmen, we found out the British government cannot imprison you indefinitely. They cannot just arrest you and leave you there. Imprison. Go ahead, scholars, pause for a moment. Try analyzing imprison. All right, let's check it out. Imprison is a 3-syllable word. The first syllable is im. Scholars, I'm going to tell you something. This is the most common mistake in imprison. People think it's in prison, right? If you are imprisoned, you're in prison. So it sounds like you're saying in prison, but it's prison. So pris. Ooh, second sound of the s. I bet you caught that. Imprison. 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 And we're ready for our next word. Our next word is arrange. I will arrange a time for you to work on your magic tricks. Arrange. Scholars, pause for a moment. Try analyzing arrange. Little hint, 2 rules in arrange. All right. How many syllables in arrange? If you said 2, you are correct. Range. What do you think here? 3 above that range. Arrange. And then scholars, Did you catch the second sound of the g, j? Range. All right. Now, I mentioned two rules. We have, of course, CG Rule 3, right? The magician, that magical E, right? The magician, poof, making the G say J. Remember, scholars, a G before an E may say J. A G before an E may say J. And say them both for the r. And scholars, there's actually a third one. I misled you, didn't I? Oh my goodness. For shame. There's also the VCC rule. A vowel may say its name sound when followed by two consonants. Wow, that one did not catch my eye at first. But the VCC rule would also be one of them. Arrange. Arrange. All right, I will now arrange for us to move on to our last required word. Now, scholars, I'm going to skip down a couple of lines because I took a lot of space there for rules. So I'm going to jump down. I'm going to skip two to write our last required word, ankle. He twisted his ankle while running at recess. Ankle. Now, scholars, two rules in this one as well. Ooh. And this time I mean it. There are two. I know last time I said two, and then there were three. This one truly two. Analyze ankle. All right. Ankle has how many syllables? Right. Two syllables. A. Oh. Name sound of the a. And then finger space. K. Ooh. Ankle. 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 To have that dictionary spelling, we need that silent final E. So, scholars, we again have the VCC rule. Right? A vowel may say its name sound when followed by two consonants. Here are two consonants behind that A, ankle. And then, which silent final E is this? Right? We don't have a vowel consonant silent E. So not the VCE rule. We don't have a V or a U in front of the E. We don't have a C or a G in front of the E, so it's not VU Rule 2 or CG Rule 3. So scholars, that leaves us with need one more Rule 4 and no job E. Now it might be really easy to say, it's no job E. But scholars, if you look at just this syllable, if that E wasn't there, would this syllable have a vowel? No, it would not. So this is need one more Rule 4. Right? Remember, every English syllable must have a vowel. So that silent E will swoop in and save the day and say, I will be the vowel in that syllable. Right? There are no other vowels in it. So it swoops in to save the day. Oh, that superhero E. Whew. Wonderful. All right. Then, scholars, our bonus word. Today's bonus word Our last one, way back last Tuesday, was Kingston. Kingston is the capital of Jamaica. Jamaica. Kingston, Jamaica. Kingston, Jamaica. Then, scholars, if you would like to, in this extra space at the bottom, remember this is optional enrichment if you would like, you could finish this sentence starter. I hurt my ankle while, and then you could finish that, right? What did you do while you were doing what? I hurt my ankle while snowshoeing. I hurt my ankle while climbing to the top of the hill while when I was sledding. Or I hurt my ankle while running around with my dog, right? What could be a fun, well, it wouldn't be fun, but what would be a way you might have hurt your ankle? You can finish that sentence starter and make a little illustration with it if you would like. Remember that part's optional. You can check out my finished sample in the post. And then remember the required part. Open the Google form and answer the 5 questions about today's words. Remember, click submit at the bottom of that Google form. Send those answers to your teacher. Thanks for joining me.